the United States may be considering potential military options related to Iran.
EU-India conclude landmark trade negotiation rounds.
Nearly VND 123 billion pledged to support the Nghia Tin Dong Lam Spring Bin Ngo 2026 program.
Hello everyone, you're watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. According to Axios, senior U.S. officials are expected to present President Donald Trump with new proposals regarding the possible use of force against Iran later this week.
Well, it's really a negotiation, but it's...
Earlier, in early January 2026, U.S. President Donald Trump came close to ordering strikes on targets in Iran. However, he opted to delay a decision and instead authorized the deployment of additional U.S. military assets to the region. According to Axios, White House officials say the option of military action remains on the table, even though protests in Iran have largely been brought under control. President Trump has described the situation in Iran as still fluid. In an interview with Axios on January 26th, he said the United States had deployed a large armada near Iran, larger than the force previously positioned around Venezuela, while stressing that diplomatic channels remain open and that Tehran appears willing to negotiate with Washington.
On January 26, after nearly 2 decades of prolonged negotiations, the European Union, EU, and India concluded the negotiation rounds for the landmark free trade agreement, FTA.
With two-way trade now exceeding $180 billion annually, the agreement is expected to provide a strong new impetus for EU-India economic ties. Under the draft, the FTA would feature significant tariff reductions across key sectors, including automobiles, machinery, chemicals, and consumer goods, while expanding access to services and investment markets. Beyond market opening and trade liberalization, both sides also aim to align technical standards to facilitate deeper participation by EU and Indian businesses in global supply chains. However, several technical issues remain unresolved, such as the EU's carbon pricing mechanism, environmental standards, and market access rules. These matters will be addressed during the legal finalization phase. Once formally signed, the EU-India FTA will require ratification by the legislatures of both sides before entering into force, which is expected in 2026.
By January 26, a total of 272 agencies, organizations, businesses, and individual donors have pledged nearly 123 billion VND in support of the Nghia Tin Dong Lam Spring Bin Ngo 2026 program.
Of the total pledged amount, more than VND 118 billion is in cash, while over VND 3.5 billion represents in-kind donations. After 12 years under the name Tet for the Poor, the program was renamed Nghia Tin Dong Lam, starting from the spring of At Thai 2025. Beyond seasonal support for Tet, the initiative represents a long-term effort to strengthen livelihoods, build stable homes, and restore hope, enabling disadvantaged individuals to regain resilience and move forward. The Nghia Tin Dong Lam Spring Bin Ngo 2026 program will officially take place at 8:10 p.m. on Thursday, January 29th, 2026, and will be broadcast live on NTV, the NTV Joe app, and digital platforms of Nghe An's press and broadcasting network.
Coming up next are some updated news.
According to the Hanoi People's Committee, the Capital Master Plan for 2021-2030 with a vision to 2050, along with the Master Plan to 2045 with a vision to 2065, is no longer considered appropriate. One of the city's key strategic directions is to restructure its urban development model toward a multipolar, multi-center approach, integrated with a multi-layered urban structure. This strategy aims to redistribute population, production space, services, and infrastructure, thereby easing pressure on the historic inner city. Under the plan, more than 440,000 residents are expected to be relocated during the 2026-2035 period, mainly from the Red River area, West Lake, and several corridors within Ring Road 3. In the 2036-2045 phase, around 420,000 more people would be moved from the Old Quarter, former inner-city neighborhoods, and remaining areas inside Ring Road 3. In total, over 860,000 residents are to be resettled as part of Hanoi's large-scale urban restructuring.
Nghe An Province will host a dedicated exhibition booth at the Spring Fair 2026, scheduled for February 2 through 8, 2026, at the Vietnam Exhibition Center in Dong An Commune, Hanoi. Designed with the province's distinctive visual identity, the booth aims to connect local businesses with trade promotion organizations, tourism associations, and domestic and international partners. Products on display will include the province's signature industrial and handicraft items, traditional craft village products, as well as high-quality agricultural and forestry goods, and branded OCOP products.
On the morning of January 27th, the Ministry of Health said that as of January 26th, Vietnam has recorded no cases of Nipah virus infection. Nipah is a Group A infectious disease that can be transmitted from animals to humans or through contact with contaminated objects and food, with a reported hospital case fatality rate of around 40–75%. In response to developments related to the disease, the ministry has instructed local authorities to step up surveillance and prevention measures at border checkpoints, healthcare facilities, and in the community, while ensuring readiness to respond to potential outbreaks. The ministry will also continue to closely monitor the situation and coordinate with the World Health Organization, WHO, and other countries to promptly implement appropriate and effective prevention and control measures.
In a short period of time, a series of foreign direct investment FDI projects have moved to significantly increase their capital by tens to hundreds of millions of US dollars to expand production in Nghệ An. This trend underscores the province's sustainable development strategy and reflects growing confidence in a stable and secure business environment.
In just over 5 years, from the laying of the first bricks, a large-scale industrial mega-hub has taken shape at VSIP Nghệ An Industrial Park, with 7 projects under the Luxshare ecosystem reaching a combined investment of USD 1.188 billion and covering more than 90 hectares. Luxshare currently employs around 28,000 workers, a figure expected to rise to 80,000 by 2026 under its development roadmap. The company highly values the provincial leadership's spirit of listening and partnership, noting that many business bottlenecks have been directly addressed and resolved in a timely manner, reinforcing investor confidence and long-term commitment. In 2025, Nghe An licensed 25 new FDI projects and approved capital increases for 20 others, bringing total newly registered and adjusted FDI to over USD 1 billion. Major investors such as Foxconn and Mega Textile have continued to raise capital by hundreds of millions of dollars. In 2026, large investors including Sunny and Tianeng, despite only entering Phase 1 production, are also expected to further expand their operations in the province. The company chose Nghe An in 2023 after extensive evaluation, completed Phase 1 in 2025 with the launch of an automotive camera plant, and plans to establish 3 additional subsidiaries to expand production. After 3 years in Vietnam, the group sees Nghe An as a promising destination thanks to improving infrastructure, particularly transport connectivity, and strong support from local authorities, adding that the group is considering further investment in green energy projects in the province. The willingness of FDI enterprises to inject additional capital soon after initial investment phases underscores a clear message. Nghe An is not only an attractive destination, but has become a trusted base for long-term commitments by multinational corporations.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.